Hey folks, Quill18 here and welcome to another episode of Let's Play Football Manager 2018. We are playing the beta here and we are managing a Royal Union here in Brussels. Now, I did go ahead and decide to go and play the friendly against our under-21s over here. We do have an under-21s and an under-19 club, so a lot of possible development going forward here. It's probably where some of our finances are going as well. And I did because I thought, it's not going to be that important of a game. Nothing important, nothing interesting is going to happen. And then right away, one of our cheap starting players, Chief, in fact, one of the most expensive players on our team, immediately sprains his ankle, and he's going to be out for 3 to 5 weeks. Now, I have heard a lot of people saying in Football Manager 2018 that they are having substantial problems with injuries. Now, for that reason, I have, and I always do at the start of a season, focus on training up on fitness when I remember to set it. I'm going to have high-intensity fitness training, should help to prevent more of the injuries going forward. But to try to reduce this a little bit more, immediately as well, I'm going to be adopting a lower tempo game tactic over here. That plus the play out defense, which does also encourage a shorter passing style, is going to lead to a somewhat shorter, more meticulous passing game. It's not going to be a lot of sending the ball forward, and it's going to be a little bit more, I don't know. It's going to be a little bit more measured. We'll see how it goes. We may change things after the friendlies are done as our fitness and our sharpness goes up. So, yeah, we won't be able to start Lavumbu over here, unfortunately. Instead, we'll be starting Alex da Silva over on our left wing. But I did want to show the great analysis screen that happens with the tactic here after you've started to play some matches. We already had the little green squares happening, green and red, and various information like that. But now we've got a cool little line showing information about the partnership between our fullbacks and our wingers, for example. Really looking forward to seeing how that feedback develops as we get more games. In addition to that, we've got the recent match analysis over here. Currently only based on a single match. This is recent matches. This would be individual match over here. This screen we had before, but I believe this is all kind of new. And you get a list of things that went well and things that went bad, including the ability to click and get specific areas where you can see things. So these are places where we have lost possession. Apparently we've lost possession quite often back here, which is a little bit scary, right? Because this is where we're still close to our defense. I mean, we're shooting over here, we're on defense over here. Why are we losing possession in this particular area? That is a little bit frustrating. Not getting nearly enough touches of the ball in the opposition's penalty area. A lot of it was on the right. I don't know. We'll see. We only got one from the penalty area. But again, we'll see how more of these stats change as we get a few more games here. Again, it's really early on. Try to make decisions, both because we don't have the sharpness and the tactical familiarity, and we don't have a whole lot of data to work with, but I do love that new data screen. So we're going to go ahead and advance the time here, get to our home game. This screen is a little bit bonky. You're going to see a lot of like overlapping text and weird things like that. This is one of our scouts who's going to go ahead and join the team. Excellent. Thank you very much for joining, Marcus. Hopefully we'll get everyone else involved as well. He's completing the move. We'll send him on a language course. I wasn't even thinking about language. It actually will be very important for our coaches to be appropriate. Let's go ahead and adopt this. We still have to set some specific training instructions, but we may hold off for now until we are sure as to exactly what everyone is going to be doing. Coaches over here. Is it because you're in a language course so I can't send you here, or do we have to wait for you to officially join the squad? Nicholas Frutos over here. Sure, we'll accept you. Quite a high pay wage over here. Oh, that was a scout. That's right. This guy's the calls him scout. Yes, there we go. And then we have coach over here. Oh, okay. And Busby is going to be our chief scout over here. Excellent. And they've got some automatic stuff queued up, which is good. But now we actually have the coach in here. So the scout language doesn't really matter. Excellent. Fructose gets automatically assigned to shooting. If we tweak this, we can get some ball control in there as well. Probably a good idea. It looks like we're going to double up on here. Do we want to do that? You know what? I want to do this. Focus entirely on shooting. How did your attacking go? Actually, not too bad. Because then we take the assistant manager, get him to focus on something else. Let's get him 100% on shooting. Try to get that as high as possible. I feel like that's the sort of thing that we need over at our Air United run as well. It's always been a bit of a problem. Cheap Scout, yeah, we'll send you on a course as well. We don't need to necessarily get signings. Got a bit of a scout report on our opposition here in the friendly. Ludogorets is from Bulgaria, first league in Bulgaria. Very, very good national reputation over here. So I suspect this is going to be a fairly hard challenge. Interesting. I'm not used to seeing this. Of course, playing in Scotland, we're only going to be playing against, well, Scottish teams, and a lot of them would just play the 4-4-2. And I don't know if this is something where different countries have different emphasis and different ideas. So here we're playing 4-4-1-1, which I've never seen, never played against it or anything like that. Apparently, they do a counter mentality. So yeah, I don't know if it's something in FM18 or I don't know if it's an international kind of thing. I have no real way to judge, but it's interesting to see a little bit of variation. And you can see that little stutter. You get weird font things, especially as these things start to slide in here. I do have like the processing set. I don't know, maybe. Oh, I didn't realize there's a little image here for the injuries. That's a neat little extra thing. Sprained ligaments. I mean, it's sucky, but there it is. We got some draws. We got tutoring options. Yeah, let's go ahead and just quickly go through and suggest that we can do some tutoring, which is usually okay. I don't think that went okay, actually. All right, bring you in. You wanted something. Excellent. Okay. Good, 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 good. Managerial support. Respect from player reputation. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at... this is a new injury. What the hell? Plagued by injury. I mean, we do have the intensity a little higher, but we'll see how it goes. We haven't taken a look at the team dynamics screen over here, which I think is quite spiffy. Dressing room atmosphere, managerial support, match cohesion. Dressing room atmosphere, and to start with that, it's really interesting to see exactly how the players interact. Also, reasons why things are good or things are poor. Right now, we have a dip. It's taken a hit recently. Hopefully, we can go ahead and fix this soon. Managerial support is going up a little bit. We failed to positively influence a number of players in some of our speeches. Hopefully, we'll do a little bit more than that as we go forward. And the match cohesion is quite bad because, well, we have bad morale. We don't have much in the way of practice, I think, with our tactics as well. We'll experience issues with vision and reaction to events when playing. So that is kind of bad, and I'm not sure if there's anything we can do about it directly. Take a look at the hierarchy. You can see that Chris Morin, or Charles Morin over here, is the most influential player. He is the captain, good ability, and he's been around for a really, really long time. You can see he's part of the secondary group, which is kind of interesting. Even though he's the most influential, he's not in the primary group. The core group is actually over here, made up of players who mostly speak French, been at the club a roughly same amount of time. So far, the dynamics are good. Dynamics of the secondary group are only okay, but maybe we can do something a little bit more. So you know, there's some options that we can throw in there for some stuff. Take a look at the different social groups here, for example. Take a look at everyone's overall happiness. You know, some of it's varying. I don't like the fact that our most influential person is only content, and also I can click on you. Why can't I click on this? Or you? Why can I only click on you? That seems strange. Let's go to Charles Morin and go to your dynamic screen. I don't know why I couldn't click on that. Morale is just okay. No plans, no current concerns, impressive player. All right. So yeah, so we'll see if we can't affect this a little bit more as we go forward. So our match is tomorrow against Ludogorets, which I'm sure is not how it's pronounced. We don't have a head of youth development. You know what? I'm just going to go ahead and go. Wow, you do want a lot of money. You know what? We're going to walk away. We'll do some specific hunting around for some of the staff over here. I'll pick my own staff. Thank you very much. All right, I do love this. This is something very, very, very cool going into this game here. We can handle our briefing. So our team talk, there's two different team talks now. There's the dressing room talk where you just like, you know, you passionately say, go and get a win over here kind of thing. But then before the match, before you get to, you know, the actual stadium or whatever, I don't know, you have this briefing over here, and you can talk to them about specific things. Like, for example, listen, we're going to play the 4-2-3-1 wide over here, and the reason we're going to use this is because we need to become more familiar with it, for example. And yeah, the squad seems to agree with that, so positive reaction. That's excellent. You know, we could throw some more things in there for specific people. Why is Lavumbu out? Well, I mean, yeah, he's out, so we're looking for more from everyone. A little reaction. Okay, we'll just end this. We could hand it over to the thing. We could, I don't know, to the assistant, the thing. And we can do some more stuff. I really think that's actually very, very, very cool. I think that adds a lot of personality to the game, and I like that a lot. Fitness test not required for our other injured person. But you are injured. Full training tomorrow. Yeah, we're just gonna, I guess we'll just sit you completely, actually. So this is starting to look a little bit more blah. My God, 2 injuries right away. People have been talking about getting a lot of injuries in FM 2018 here, and you know, we're like 3 days into our managerial thing, and we've already got 2 people out overall. So that's going to be swell. I didn't look at all the match. There we go, match preview over here. No, yeah, we got no stats on the referee, of course, because no one's got anything. This fella over here is not comfortable playing as deep lying playmaker. He does like playing as an anchor man a little bit more, just a plain old defensive midfielder. I'll let you put as a plain old defensive midfielder over here, buddy. We'll see what we can do. Yeah, we only have 10 substitutes because 2 of our people are out, and we have no extra spares beyond that. Whew! All right, pre-match screen. Obviously, this looks fantastic. This feels a lot more like what you would... Oh, yeah, they made a heart! Oh! So they're not playing the 4-4-1-1. They're playing... I don't know what this is. I guess it's 3-5-2? 3-5-2 wide, it looks like it is. That was very interesting. So we got a team talk over here. This screen's a little bit more wonky. So this is our generic overall screen. So I'm going to be quite assertive here. This is your chance. Impress me. Find a place that's good. And then if you want to address specific players, there's like the extra little pop-ups down here to say things directly. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. No particular reaction. You get a little more feedback. Despite a good positive atmosphere in the room, most of the players are preoccupied with something else, so it's hard to get their attention. We'll just go ahead and end the team talk here. That's going to be all right. Opposition instructions. This screen works fairly similarly, except for some reason the text boxes here are tiny, even though the name is huge. Like tight M. Oh, it's tight marking. Close D. Oh, it's closing down. Show onto F. Oh, you know, like it's not. You can't resize these columns and. What? This is stupid. None of this makes any particular sense. I do like this, though. This is new in that when you were giving instructions to people before, like if I give it to this striker, I say tightly mark this striker all the time. If this guy gets subbed out, the new striker won't be tightly marked, which sometimes is good, sometimes is not. But you can choose to mark it as a position. Actually, you can... I guess it'll remember it, but you can say, all right, listen, no matter what's happening with the striker, always close down on the striker, for example, no matter who gets subbed over here, which I think is very, very, very spiffy. I'll just clear everything and just apply the generic advice, maybe. Oh, you don't have any real advice. And we probably don't have any information about these people. Wow, this guy is fast. Why does going back not send you back all the time? It's because this is not... It's not an actual modal window. This is a pop-up. So if we click here and we go back, it doesn't send us to the right place. Grr. You know what? We're not going to put any directions. It's going to be fine. Let's just kick off over here. This is not... Most of the game's UI is okay. The new tactic screen, I've got a couple of complaints here and there, like in the normal mode. But in the match engine, I got big complaints. Also, let's pause right away. Do you see anything wrong with the characters here? As far as I can tell, I believe this is a side effect of being inside a stadium over here. We're playing, I believe we're playing at home in our stadium inside. The characters are not shaded. There's shadows for them, but they're not shaded. All of the character models are 100% fully lit with like 100% ambient thing, no direct lighting, no anything like that going on. Outdoor games, the models look fine. But indoor stadiums, they are fully 100% white, and maybe it's intended, but they just look like plastic men, and they're like really oddly shaded. It just does not look very appealing whatsoever, and it's just, as far as I can tell, it's just these indoor matches. The outdoor ones, everything looks fine. Maybe there's a day-night difference, I don't know, but there's definitely something wonky. Also, I know some people will be very, very disappointed that there's no, there's a 2D Classic, this is a 2D Classic. Some people are saying like the true 2D Classic isn't in there. There used to be 2D and 2D Classic. Now there's just 2D Classic. Maybe there's a bit of a difference in there. I don't know. I'm not sure what the deal is, but I know some people were maybe upset by that. I've got the replays turned off because I like to play them with them off. One of the complaints that I did make is this little bar, which I did actually put at the bottom. Apparently this gets reset, which is super annoying, but I guess I can leave it there. This bar here is not as well formatted in the previous version. I was wrong. In 2017, it does still show you the absolute number for passes completed, but if you make the window as small as you can in 2017, the passes completed text gets quite small, and you can see the percentage. Here you can't. You can't see it unless you keep the window quite wide, the full percentage, which is very important. And then as a result, you get this window taking up much more of your view than you would in FM27. You can keep this quite thinner in 27 and still see the percentages clearly. Also in 27, it becomes transparent if the ball goes behind it. That does not seem to be the case in 2018, so I'm really not pleased with that. But anywho, I did tune it a little bit to remove a few of the optional things in here that didn't really need to be there. Anyway, we are on the offense. We've got the devilish Diallo, who gets the ball over to Pierre, who I believe is our fullback. I don't know all the positions yet and all the names, but I'm pretty sure that is our fullback. Over to Verkonteren, who is one of our 15 different right wingers, who is currently in... Wow, that is a hell of an interception happening over there. Also, I feel like this pops in a little bit more aggressively than before. Ball gets taken away from Diallo. Now, I do think, actually, I've got the run at defense going on, and maybe I should turn that off, because I think that might actually turn out to be quite poor here. It's working out quite nicely in our Air United game, but our Air United team, compared to its opposition, is considerably more potent than these guys. We're probably facing substantially better tacklers, without having the appropriate boost to our sort of dribbling and balance and agility type skills. That is an odd camera angle for that free kick. But we do get it. Masengo takes a shot. Does go wide. But I'd say with so many bodies in the way, I'm actually just impressed that he found a way to skirt the ball past some bodies in the first place. So we're about 20 minutes in. I do have the highlights to extended. Not comprehensive, but still extensive. Should be a fair bit. Things are going by without a whole heck of a lot. We've got some people with their energy levels a little lower. They did just play a friendly against our under-21s relatively recently. Hudrit clears the ball. None of our people are... that's not true. We did have a winger out there doing some cherry picking, but he wasn't in the right place. So again, a little bit of connection problems. Wouldn't be surprised me if we want to take away the run at defense kind of instruction at least later. Berchan's with a half-decent interception over there. Pass it to Masengo, who just dumps it deep to Diallo. I don't know why that's happening. I don't find this tactic screen helpful. I like this one because you get to see both the list of players as well as the visuals. Here you can only see the visuals, or you can see only the list of players. This screen lets you see everything. You also get a more explicit list of all the menu options. You can set opposition instructions by clicking here, but it's tiny and hard to notice that it's a thing for opposition instructions. And yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Whereas if you go and you click over here, which is the one that's great, it also has the ability to keep going back and forth because they're not pop-ups from one another. They're just various modes to like poke and check things in. So I don't know. What was I going to do? Oh, yeah, our... What was I going to do? Or shouts, which you can't see. This is also annoying. When you click on someone... What? I can't... I'm confused. Can I not get the sidebar in this view, after all? So this is very nice for doing substitutes. Wow, no, this is just... I do not like this, because getting to the things that I want is kind of annoying. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to take off the run at defense. I may not want the look for underlap either. But we're going to leave it in there for now. I'm kind of curious what it does. We're going to do that, and then we have to see the button. This is a button over here. It's green background on a green background on another green background on a slightly different green background, which makes this button basically invisible. It's not brilliant. Whoa. The Devilish Diallo. I'm going to try to come up with nicknames here, which is going to make it a little bit easier for me to remember these people. Also, I'm Perdikizi over here. I got to definitely come up with a nickname for that guy. Yeah, he's really low. He's probably still super burnt from his last one. We should probably do a sub for him a little sooner. We do have unlimited subs here because it is a friendly, so let's do a little bit of that. Wow, there's really no one over there. Bahu, he likes to play on the right. I'm wondering if it'd be better to sub like that and get Pierre in the middle. Yeah, it's probably okay. But yeah, these... Well, you didn't play last time, so I don't know why you're so exhausted already. Here, we'll sub in our goalkeeper. And these buttons here, are these, like, super skinny little buttons, not annoying, and, again, quasi-invisible? Again, green pitch on a green pop-up window with a green background for its panel with I'm not even convinced well, I guess there's a slightly different green background for the button as well with the little shadow, but it's like, come on. These are things that skins can fix. But I just think that I'm not sure who thought that was going to be a brilliant idea. And admittedly, I mean, in general, my eyesight is kind of poop. And whoa, I'm not officially colorblind, but maybe some of the green, maybe I don't differentiate green as well as other people. Maybe to other people, maybe with monitors that are slightly differently color balanced, maybe it'll look better. But I don't know. Anyway, enough bitching about the UI. Let's bitch about this team of ours. Yeah. I don't know. What's our possession? We are down to 43% possession. Now, I think we are facing a much stronger team, and maybe we should be on counter mentality or anything like that, but we're not on control or anything. We're going to leave it on standard. What we're going to try to do is get a baseline standard established, and then make some tweaks from there. By the way, we did end up with a 1-1 draw against the under-21, so again, that was not particularly encouraging either. But the AI control teams do seem to have a slightly different balance with some of the I don't know, like tactical preparations or something like that. Did we get another goddamn injury? Bruised shin. Burtgens. Well, at least we have a good substitute for you. He doesn't like to play as much as a shadow striker, but attacking midfielder is going to be fine for him. Confirm changes. Go. Oh my god, like half our team is going to be crippled before we get to our first league game. That's what's going to happen. I am not actually paused, but I think it was the injury and the substitution. Sometimes it lags the game because it's like internally it's still like doing the whole walk to the sidelines, even though it's not showing it to you. So that was in FM 2017 as well. Kiss clears it out to De Silva. De Silva running up quite a bit with the ball here, which is good. He's got a ton of room. Like, go for it, buddy. You got to send it somewhere now, or you can just give up the ball, and that's fine too. I don't remember giving people an instruction that says don't pass ever. Again, look, I was just wondering, hey, what's our pass completion? I can't see it. I got to make the window wider to be able to see. Like, I mean, I guess I don't strictly need the percentage sign, but I mean, it's got the ... Show me the percentage. So now look how big the window's got to be for me to be able to see all of the stats. Now, it is important to know that there's been more than like 2 passes or 2 tackle attempts to sort of know that these percentages are worth looking at. But again, there we go. I can't see the other team's passing percentage anymore. I've got to make the window even wider to be able to see all that. What? I did not need to do that FM 17. You can have it quite thin and see all of the numbers because I think it has to do with the way the columns are balancing. I think in FM 18 is trying to keep an even amount of space for each column, whereas in 17 it would be quite aggressive at like taking room away from the center column as long as the numbers were showing properly. So hopefully it's just something they can set with scaling numbers. Like, I don't know what they use to create their sort of skins and whatnot, but like, in many different things, whether you're working in Unity or whether you're working in CSS for HTML or anything like that, there's sort of easy ways to like put priorities and percentages and auto expand values on these various columns. Anywho, so far lost a lot of possession on the right side of the pitch in own third. That's not great. Nikolov lost possession more than any other player on his team. That's not our team though, right? Oh, because there we go. It's team analysis over there. We can click on this and get a little bit more info. We can get this. Mistakes. Where are mistakes happening and who made them? Just for my team. Oh, we've only made 2 mistakes. We got a lost ball over here and a lost challenge over there. I mean, doesn't seem too bad. I cannot read. I think that's Kevin Kiss. Yeah. Is this our end of the field? I guess it must be. Oh my god. Who decided? White on yellow? Come on! I can sort of squint and see that this is Alva de Silva. I have no idea what that's going to look like on YouTube, but here it's very hard to differentiate there. And yeah, Kevin Kiss. If I had to read the text, I wouldn't be able to. I can vaguely make out the shape of a couple of the letters, and I've at least picked up enough of my own players' names to be able to vaguely identify that. On the right side of the pitch in own third. So, I mean, that sounds like a failed, like, defensive thing. I'll be assertive here. Might be a little friendly, but you're losing all the key battles. Be more competitive. And there's a lot of lag. So I like this. I feel like what happened in FM 18, it feels like the players are a lot more sort of real, and that They're reacting a lot more. You get a little bit more feedback. Even before you say something, you get a little bit more feedback about how people might feel. And the players definitely feel more live. And it's interesting. Even if the new dynamics feature wasn't there, the players feel more live with the new like pre-game briefing, and then the way this is handled, which is okay. Although I find some of this clicking is a little bit awkward. I was going to do some more yelling at the defense, but they've mostly already responded to things. And, you know, these stressed players, what am I going to do? It's the right-hand side, so it might be Bahuni, who actually I had to sub in anyway. Well, let's start the second half. I mean, this is going to be a shit show, apparently. Although, we haven't given up a goal yet either, which is good. I did click the button, right? Feels like everything's slower. It's still in the beta. Maybe there's some optimizations missing, but again, we're only a couple weeks away from a release or something like that at that point. So to, you know, play that card is a little, God, I hate how big this window is. I hate it. I want it to be this big because this is how big you can make it in FM17. And I'm going to bitch about this forever because it's huge. And it just obstructs so much of the pitch. I suppose I can just shrink it when I'm not looking at it, but that's, you know, also going to annoy me greatly. Bahu gets it to Masengo. Now, I think these are inverted. Are you... Who's who? Yeah, I was going to say. Okay, so Masengo is our roaming playmaker. Bahuhi is our fullback on support who's very far forward. Very far forward. There's our actual winger. I mean, it's actually not so bad in a sense. Fixels is our current attacking midfielder who gets the ball taken away from him. I mean, we're routinely getting the ball tackled away, and it could just be that this team is much, much better than us. Wow, that was a hell of a delivery. That was a hell of a goal by our opposition there. Like, I feel like the problem might just be that, I don't know. I might be completely wrong. I mean, we're clearly getting super outplayed. Look at even our energy levels in comparison. They're all sitting at 80, and we're at like 60 at this point. It could be that we did play a friendly not that long ago, but I don't know. As many friendly as is possible to get everything warmed up. Although if we lose a bunch, then our morale is going to suck. Wow. Our goalkeeper didn't even respond to that. He just watched that happen. He just watched that happen. He's like, it's fine. There's no play and fast forward buttons anymore. And when this is here, I can't scroll. That's vaguely annoying. It still took my click. So it was this corner. Okay, that's not the thing that led to the goal, but it's going to be here to some sort of body in the middle here. No, it's just going to be all the way over. And the goalkeeper's just like, yeah, it's fine. And this guy, boop. And where's the live button? I guess I can just click past it. And presumably I'm live now. Huh. All right. I mean, it works. We got a little pop-up here. Sure, go ahead and mark him more or whatever. Diallo can go. He's all alone. I don't know where the rest of all of our wingers. We've got 13 million wingers on the team. And finally, Diallo's just like forced to take some sort of shot from a bad angle with a lot of cover. I don't know. I'm not super pleased at what we're seeing, but again, things might tighten up when the tactic starts to kick in. And you know, maybe I should have kept it simpler. Oh my God, we don't have another injury. We don't have another injury. Does this tooltip not work on this screen? So this guy's injured, but I can't actually mouse over for info. Why does the screen exist? I'm sure I used to be able to, I guess I can mouse over it here. Potential lower leg injury. Just sure, why not? Let's sub in one of our goalkeepers at the front. That's going to be fine. So, where can you sub? There you go. Also, this is another one of the complaints. You can't do the click and drag on the other tactic screen. If I go here, and I do this, I can't see where people fit. I also can't do it from here. Now, I mean, once you start to know your team really well, it's less of an issue. But it's always kind of nice to be able to, like, just because it sets your eyes. Even if you know your players and you know vaguely where they're going to go, it's still nice to do that and like, oh, what row is it? Like, oh, this is my defensive right winger. I know he's supposed to go defensive right. And which one's the right again? Because I'm like, oh, no, that's the left one over here. Because for some reason, this order always Fs me up. And the reason is, for me, I would sort of tilt my head to the right and be like, well, this is the right and this is the left. Whereas it's like you sort of tilt your head to the left. But it's the opposite. Like, if you look at, say, even the way it's listed here on the pitch, Well, I guess here the right's on the top. No, 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 no. I'm looking at it from the right side. So the right is on the bottom over here, right? But the default sorting thing, and this has been forever. The default sorting thing is to have the right fullback on the top. So I always get that backwards, and so I always appreciate the little green highlight here. So apparently you can sort of tolerate playing in this role, maybe as a straight up winger. All right, that's going to be fine. We'll do that. Ferber's got a lot of energy. Let's go and replace the striker. I mean, we'll do a little bit of cycling here because our people are getting kind of crazy. And it's just an easy way to see, like, if you've got subs for people who are low energy, especially in these friendlies, and especially when you get to know things. We'll replace Fixels over there, who is hurt and tired. And, all right, we'll go with this. And the problem is it doesn't lock in your substitutes there when you hit OK. You got to hit confirm changes on this screen as well with these microscopic buttons. Like, I don't know what... UI is everything to me because I play strategy games. And I feel like this in-game tactical UI is a big pile of fail that needs extra clicks, needs more clicks than you used to, and involves clicking on a lot of really tiny invisible buttons and things that don't look like buttons. Like, again, on the tactics screen, this doesn't look like a place where you add team instructions. They could have made this thing here look like a button. And technically, you can click anywhere in this panel for a button, which you should keep. Keep it so you can click anywhere for a button. That's great. Oops, cancel. But make some part of it look like a button would be an excellent idea. Anyway, we're down 2-0 over here. Things are happening. Sure, that's fine. You know, again, like, they have, even though this is the only tactic that this team can possibly play in, they have, like, no familiarity with it. So we're going to keep going with, like, the super brightly lit people that look like they're made out of, like, plastic. They look like they're the same people. You know, on a foosball table? I love how everyone just watches the ball go by. But you know, a foosball table? I don't know. They might call it differently somewhere in, like, Europe. You know, like tabletop, like, foot soccer ball thing where you've got, like, the men on, like, the sticks that you, like, spin with your hand. Anyway, that thing, that's what it looks like. They look like little plastic men. And they don't look like that in the outdoor games. They look just like the way they used to. But the fact that there's no shading and it's 100% ambient lighting makes it look completely bonkers here. So we're going to make our way through. My entire team looks like crap. We've got some people with some higher ratings at a 7. A lot of people at a 6.3. 13 people out of our team have been injured. Okay, not literally 13, but a surprising number of people are being injured so far. And people keep saying that about FM18. I gotta be honest, I kind of want to wait for the next beta and or the full version before we continue. And the continuation may be with this team, which is, like, I'm assuming in real life the team composition and strategy and how they get played is a little bit different here. Maybe this hasn't been scouted in exactly the same right way. Maybe there's not as many Belgium Football Manager players, and so they don't get scouted into the game the same way, because this definitely seems kind of bonkers to me, how the team is laid out and constructed. I'm not going to commit to playing this Belgian team, this Brussels team, Royal Union, for our FM18 Let's Play, and I think we may wait for a new beta version to see if a couple of things get adjusted, and or wait for the release version at this point, because I feel bad talking bad about things about a game that is still explicitly in beta. I mean, they want to remind people that it's in beta enough that they've got a little highlight over here. So I feel that's what I do. Obviously, I love Football Manager, and I want Football Manager to be amazing. Over here, what do they say? Good, positive. No advice from my assistant as to what we should say about it? That's interesting. I'm just going to go ahead and, like... Oh, we'll stay assertive over here. I'm not pleased. You got to be much better. Come on, fire up. Also, there's lag on the response. I don't know why there's lag on there. I don't know if it's a UI thing, or I don't know if it's got to calculate the reactions more complexly because of the dynamic system. I'm not sure what the deal is there. But there's definitely, like, lag after you hit that button before it responds. So there's a lot of little things, and I don't want to be yelling at the game. So if like 2 injuries, if these issues persist at release, I mean, this is also a company, they're really good about patching. There's lots of patches, lots of updates that come out throughout the year. But honestly, I'm having a lot more fun with our 3rd season of Air United. And I feel like that's where I would like to put in more of my recording time. So technically, we've done a couple of videos of FM17. We've looked at some of the new systems. Hey, we can take a look at the medical area, because apparently that's a really important issue. Feel overall current training rate workload is likely to lead to a lower level of normal injuries. That's interesting. Although some people are seeing at an increased risk of injuries. These are people who are already injured, I think. Yeah, recent injuries. So people with recent injuries have a higher risk. We could give them specifically like lower training things, risk assessments over here. Yeah, so we could give them a day off or a reduced workload. I think that's a thing we can do. Can we? I mean, we can rest you. Can we give you an individual lower workload? I guess not. That might be kind of neat. Yeah, there's all our injuries right now. Injury history. Most injuries in Pro League. It's us! Because why not? Sure. But everyone on like Reddit is saying the same thing. Like, by the time they're done their friendlies, they'll have like 9 people in the disability box that can't participate. So yeah, there's a lot. I love. I don't know why you can't access this. What? I don't think it works if you've got a position empty. There we go. And we got the analysis working. There we go. I love this. I can't speak any more highly than this. This is something that I would have loved when I was starting in Football Manager, because it's so informative. It's not the whole picture, clearly. If we were to use, there's probably many successful strategies that still have red areas. But I mean, the red areas just represent an area of possible weakness. Maybe there's a way to work around that, for example. But I like that. Love this. I think this is fantastic. But it's got some issues, and so we just wait a couple of weeks and then come back at it at that point. Meanwhile, we're going to kick the crap out of the Scottish Football League as Ayr United. Thanks for watching, folks. See you next time. Whatever that may be.